Welcome to episode 25 of Undrafted.
25.
Has it felt like 25?
Honestly, in some ways, yes. Some ways, no. It's a cop-out answer,
statement.
but it's accurate.
Those are typically your answers, though. They're cop-out. You do a lot of cop-out answers.
Sorry that I like to see situations from both sides of the equation because I'm a well-balanced human.
You're like one of those.
Forgive me.
You're definitely a pacifist.
No, I'm a fighter. Just get me going on referees.
I think it has felt like longer than 25 most of the time.
I think so. It felt like episode 13 to 16 felt like, whoa, we just started. And now we're like, we're doing 25. This for ages.
Yeah, we've done this for half a year, dude. We started January 1st or 2nd.
True. Next episode will officially be half a year. But so obviously we just had the US Open, so we'll get into that. Other stuff we talked about or alluded to situation with Messi and US soccer. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But before any of that coming up, what happened on this day in history?
I didn't do it. Nah, I'm just kidding.
What happened then?
June 20th on 1975, or in 1975, Steven Spielberg's action thriller Jaws was released. Also in 2006, some call 2006 the best year ever made. I don't know. I don't say that. I think some people do. Dwayne Wade wins the first title in Miami Heat history.
Wow.
Beating the Dallas Mavericks 95-92.
The Dallas Mavericks.
Yep. First title in franchise history.
Interesting. Look at that.
Look at that. Good ones, see?
Look at you. You're so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of proud of themselves, do you see Jordan Love wishing the Bears fans a happy Father's Day? Because he's trying to play on how Aaron Rodgers owns you and who's your dad or whatever. But inadvertently, he basically said that they're his daddy. Because he was saying happy Father's Day to the Bears.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
So he's saying that he's his son, their son.
So the Bears are going to win for the next few seasons.
Yeah. But he just looks so proud of it. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Bears! Do we have the video?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
It's actually funny.
Happy Father's Day to all the Bears fans out there. Go Pack Go.
Look at that coy smile. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to say
I'm your daddy.
Yeah, but he just got it wrong.
He should have said, you all wish me a happy Father's Day.
Exactly.
But he wished them it.
Yes.
He was trying to be, maybe he was trying to be nice.
Just a very good person. Yeah. He's trying to kill the Bears with kindness.
Yeah, he is.
So anyway, as we've been saying the entire playoffs, though, the NHL and the NBA finals finished the same way in 5 games, 4-1.
Just kind of boring.
But the Golden Knights putting up 9 goals in the Stanley Cup final game.
Stupid.
I think that tied the record or is right around there. That's just freaking nuts.
They put their stamp of approval or stamp of victory on.
Doing it in 5 games.
I don't even beat people in Chell, online.
I hate that you say Chell.
Dude, I did beat someone though the other day. 7-1.
I was about to say, was it 8-2?
No, 7. It was 7-1. And the guy quit though, because we had 9 minutes left. So
yeah, you got to rage quit.
Oh, he did.
You have no other option when you do that.
That guy goes, absolutely not.
That's nuts. And then Nuggets winning also in 5.
Yeah.
Really not a lot to be said there. But what I do have a lot to say about are the Braves have been going bomb squad lately, just hitting nukes.
Ooh, nukies.
They are now leading the league by almost 10 home runs. And they've hit 29 in the last 13 games. In the last series alone, they hit 12 home runs.
They are
just bombs.
Braves are looking good.
They're looking good. They've been scoring runs. A lot of these home runs, too, were plus 450 feet. Not just they were going, they were freaking crushed.
What do you think their secret is?
Good hitting coach, just swinging hard. I don't know.
Will say, personally, I've been watching this hitting coach, which it's about 15 years too late.
Yeah.
For me to watch this hitting coach. Or at least 10 years too late for sure. But he's just Aaron Judge's swing coach. Dude, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, what's he saying?
I don't know.
Are they working on launch angle and stuff like that?
Yeah, so he's the way he does it, it's literally just the quickest swing I've ever seen. And the guy's 60 and he still rips it.
Yeah.
Just overweight 60-year-old and just ripping the baseball, him and himself. Because it's all about the snap of the bat and instead of like just the way you, I don't know, it's the way you come through, but you come through behind it almost.
Well, it's like you remember 2019 when the AL and NL records were set. It was by far the most home runs in a year, and I think a lot of it was figuring out launch angle and things like that. And then I don't remember exactly, but there's something to be said about the seams on the baseball were raised or something weird. But I'm like, the technology that people have now, your swing is just, it's like science. It's the same thing with golf. It's just you know exactly how to perfect it and hit the ball really far now.
Yeah, but the way that they're doing, like the load and everything he's teaching, it's like coil around the back and then just like literally it's like here to here. It's unbelievable how fast it is. But I will say it was kind of like me. My senior year when I was just so pissed off I couldn't hit a home run in college. What I did was I looked up a bunch of hitting videos and it was like kind of similar to that where it was like you really need to stay behind it while turning for launch angle purposes pretty much.
Interesting.
And I started hitting bombs in BP. Never hit one in the game. But dude, like pitching and stuff, like in BP, I hit some bombs. I hit one over the 385 sign.
Ferrum didn't even know what to do with you.
No.
They were thinking about building.
As soon as I switched my swing, which of course I did at mid-season, as soon as I did that, average just went straight
Yeah, talk
down.
about a well-calculated decision right there.
And it was awful because in games, I'd be like, no, do like your BP swing, but I just couldn't. I'd swung for 15 years one way. It was like, I just...
So you had like an in-between swing in the game? Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. I think I ended my career being like 1 for 12, like the last like 3 games.
Ending hot.
Worth it though for those BP bombs.
You inadvertently kind of segued into this next thing, ending hot. Seeing Jason Heyward and Freddie Freeman, even though it's the Dodgers, but as teammates again, is making your boys so happy.
Because 8 years ago, Braves.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they met in high school. They were the first and second round pick by the Braves. They were like seat partners, like on every bus ride. They were like roommates for every like minor league game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like they were throwing partners, still throwing partners now. And so Freddie Freeman really tried to get Jason Heyward there.
Oh, cool.
They've worked on Jason Heyward's swing a lot, and he's playing pretty well lately.
Is he?
Yeah, but it's like 2 of my favorite Braves of all time that are like boys and playing together, which hurts. But it's also kind of heartwarming.
Yeah.
But apparently they're both 6'5", and they were sitting together on buses, and they would take turns laying down in the middle of the aisle because they like needed to stretch out but wanted to sit together. I'm like, that's boys.
Dedication.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's dedication.
But soccer, take us away. What you thinking about Messi?
So we'll do Messi first. Okay, so Messi, I heard the tickets for the Inter Miami just went through the roof. I mean, like, apparently they're going, like, some tickets are going for like 5 to 10 grand.
And it's not even finalized, right?
No. Well, technically it is finalized.
Right, but I guess not everything.
I don't think everything, I don't think everything is finalized because I'm sure you still have to get through a couple more things. But also recently, though, I did read this, that people, like soccer fans, are a little upset here. So if you're a soccer fan, you can kind of attest to this. Messi goes, I've accomplished everything I needed to accomplish in soccer. And then he goes to MLS. So some MLS fans were a little hurt by it.
But
at
also
the same time,
fair.
Yeah, at the same time, fair. But yeah, I mean, boosting ticket sales, man. I think it's good for the MLS in general. Mm-hmm. Also, I had a meeting with a guy last week and inadvertently it turned into a soccer meeting, which I was fine with. We were talking benefits and then we were talking soccer.
The benefits of liking soccer.
Correct. And he goes, the one thing American soccer is missing from being really good is like relegation. And I was like, explain, what do you mean by that? And he was like, that's the reason people love, or part of the reason people love the Premier League and all these other leagues. It's like your team can get promoted or it could get relegated in the same season. And that's like a 9-figure difference.
Plus, it's the same thing with like fantasy football. Sorry that I'm comparing pretend football with it. But like when you have a like loser prize, it keeps everyone way more invested and it keeps it interesting because if you're not at the top.
So if you had if the MLS had 30 teams.
Yeah.
And let's just say it was the top league in America, right? MLS, whatever. And the bottom 5 get relegated. Well, you are very interested now in like the bottom 5. And those are huge games. Ticket sale wise, attention wise. And he kind of compared it was like, because Richmond, like the Richmond Kickers are like essentially a semi-pro team. So I don't know how far below.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Do you have any idea how minor league soccer works? Is it like baseball where there's 1A, 2A?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
So from what I gathered, and once again, I'm not the smartest soccer fan, but it's like different leagues. So essentially it's like semi-pro. Like think of it as
Okay.
like just a completely different league almost.
Not like this is the Giants tier 2, tier 3 team, tier 4 team.
I don't
It's
think
almost
so.
like,
I mean, I think it's
Okay.
more like if you're a player and you play well there, then maybe you get recruited by the next level.
so then by that, it could go to relegation, which could be really cool. Like the Richmond Kickers
Yeah.
moves up.
Apparently America is one of the only places in soccer where there's no relegation or promotion.
Interesting.
And I thought that'd be pretty cool.
Doesn't that feel like a very American thing to have relegation though? Like
Yeah. it
America is
does.
obsessed with winners and losers.
Correct.
And so the
But
fact that there's
apparently, and this is what I heard, could be true, could be not, but it
Probably
it has
is if
to
you read it
do with
online.
like the MLS owners. Like they've invested so much in their team and they don't want their team to ever be relegated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, but apparently like David Beckham and some of those are trying to change it with like their ownership and stuff. So I'm kind of getting a little bit more into the soccer stuff. So we'll kind of,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is the chance. Soccer's obviously dominated the rest of the world in terms of popularity. US, not so much. But Ted Lasso, we've got like Wrexham. Like there's
Yeah.
popular demand for soccer now. And it seems like there is a good opportunity. Plus, I don't think like football's still going to be king for a while, but everything with concussions, there's just way more
right.
that I think makes soccer,
Feasible.
football, stand
Yeah.
a chance right now.
Yeah. So this is kind of a good segue right here into the U.S. men's national team. So I've always been a big national team fan because my family is. Like I told you, I have a soccer family, especially my dad's side. But that's the only soccer I've ever gotten into.
Yeah.
Just because there's some passion about being like the World Cup even
Yeah.
was really cool last year. But the U.S. men's national team has now won 3 straight CONCACAF trophies.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF.
What's this made up word?
I have no idea what it even stands for. But they won the 2021 Nations League, the 2021 Gold Cup, and the 2023 Nations League. So last night, that's what they were playing for. They beat Canada in the finals. So they beat Mexico in the semifinals and then Canada in the finals. And let me just say, I watched the game and they are looking good. Reyna is looking really good. Reyna, if you remember, is the one who got in that spat with the head coach because he wasn't getting as much playing time in
Yeah.
the World Cup. He
But
was
he's
like
looking good.
19 or 20. And he's looking great. Like he was pretty much the main reason I think they beat Canada.
So all that to say, U.S. soccer.
U.S. soccer's looking pretty
Hey,
good,
rest
man.
of the world, you watch out.
Yeah. And
You
also,
heard that here first.
what I'll add to that too is Greg Berhalter was the former U.S. men's head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one who got involved in the spat with Reyna. Like, and it goes back like their families know each other too. And it's kind of crazy but anyway, Berhalter, because of like a 1992 domestic abuse assault case or something, he took a leave of absence as the U.S. men's head coach after the World Cup. And they did this the U.S. men's national team did this huge months upon months. I think it was like 6 months in total, recruit for a new head coach. So they spent a ton of time, a ton of resources, tons of money, like interviewing 10 plus coaches, utilizing an outside firm just to rehire Greg.
Really?
So fans are a little bit upset about that.
Sounds like it.
But apparently he had a lot of the players buy in, except Reyna, obviously. But Reyna is
But it
also
sounds like he does
a
now.
star.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it'll be interesting to see how Greg Berhalter shakes up in the next couple of years too.
Nice.
More on U.S. national team to come.
More to come. U.S. Open, though, in the meantime, Wyndham Clark wins it.
Yep.
We had Rory and Rickie in the final 2 groups. Either one of those I would have been elated with. I think everyone in the golf world wanted Rickie Fowler to win.
Everyone did. Yes. He was by far. You could even hear the chants.
Yeah.
Rickie.
And he was draining putts. It felt like, and just birdie after birdie. He set the
First
record
3 days,
for
yeah.
U.S. Open, most birdies, until like the last putt on Saturday and then Sunday. Then it was.
And the worst part is, I didn't know this, but I told a lot of my friends Saturday night that because Fowler missed that 4-footer
Yep.
He had to sleep on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just going to mess him up. I had a feeling, but I mean, not to say he couldn't have overcame that because he definitely could have, but that.
Oh, that's weighing on him.
That makes it, when you are sleeping. So here's what happened. On hole 18 on the third round, Fowler was up 2. Going to go into the 4th round on Sunday up 2, which is a pretty good place to be.
Yep.
He makes bogey after missing a 4-footer, and Wyndham Clark makes birdie. So they're tied going into Sunday. And I just knew, like, it would take a miracle for Fowler to pull it off at this point.
Yep.
But Wyndham Clark, he looked amazing. He won the Wells Fargo, won the U.S. Open. Great story. Lost his mom in college, and just looked like a freaking menace.
Well, two things I'd say with that. One, did you see that Rory's first 2 wins were the Wells Fargo and then the U.S. Open?
I did not know.
That's kind of ironic right there. And
Except
then
he did it like 8 years. He was 8 years younger than Wyndham. Wyndham was 29.
Fair
He was
enough.
29, I think.
Yeah. And then I was kind of not a biggest fan of Wyndham Clark, mostly because I wanted Rory and Rickie to win, as I just said. But he went to high school with C-Mac, old Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
Whose jersey graces our podcast cover. So kind of made me like him a little bit more. I'm like, if C-Mac can get along with him, because me and C-Mac are so tight.
You guys are close.
Then like, we're close.
You guys are close.
We're close. So then maybe he's like a quasi friend at this point.
Yeah.
But
I saw Christian McCaffrey tweet and like how happy he was about I said that's cool.
Well, you're right. He was just playing lights out. It's the exact opposite that happened with Rickie, where he misses the putt. He's sleeping on it. Yeah. He ends with a birdie. He's sleeping on that. He's coming in confident. He was hitting the ball really well.
Yes. And I even saw a tweet where Wyndham Clark's, he has like a mental coach, as do pretty much every PGA Tour golf game. And his mental coach told him to be cocky. And I thought that was a pretty interesting statement. And maybe, I think cocky maybe means just, I get confused cocky and confident a lot.
And I think for me, what it meant with golf is instead
knowing
of like
that you can win.
Well, and it's like taking shots that like you're going for it instead of laying up. Like you're trusting that you're going to like drain the hard shot. And whereas I think often you can see in the final round, people coming in trying not to lose, and then they're not getting the birdies. Then all of a sudden it's like a bogey here because they just missed the putt, or like the layup didn't go as well as they thought. And then you start dropping strokes. And so I think it's kind of like the mentality of, no, like foot on the throat, like still,
and
if we're going at it.
He freaking had his foot on the pedal, dude. He hits a couple like ballsy drives.
Oh yeah.
And then also, I was just amazed at this guy's short game.
So
he
good.
got up, I think it was hole 9, hole 11. He had 2 incredible that you put 10 PGA Tour pros right there. Maybe 2 of them get up and maybe 2 of them get up and down. But he got up and down 9. And when he got up and down on 11 as well, that was an insane shot. And like, you can't, I mean, TV only shows so much. And if you actually saw it in person, like the shot he hit, you'd be like, I could never do that.
Yeah.
I could never do that. Right. But I mean, once he got up and down 11, I was like, I think he's got this.
Whereas Rory, I felt like was also hitting the ball incredibly well.
He was.
He only missed 3 greens. 2 of them were fringe.
I know.
Like he was all, but
well.
he just, none of his putts were dropping. They weren't terrible, but none of them were dropping.
None of them were dropping, but also he didn't like put a lot close. Yeah, I felt like all day he had a lot of like 20, 30, 40 foot birdies.
Well, that's true. He also didn't hit a putt over 6 feet though.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was a combination of like.
You're saying that like they just weren't any in the like 10 range?
Yeah, I'm saying there wasn't a lot between like that 5, 6 to 15. Those are kind of the makeable ones for.
Because wedge game also just was not that good.
Wasn't great, yeah. But I mean, he played unbelievable. I think he had like 84% of greens at a U.S. Open or something.
And again, a couple of them were like fringes, like basically the green.
Yeah, I would also say too, though, Scotty Scheffler as well.
The man just finds a way to always be in the top 4. It seems like
it's insane, dude. The last 15 months of golf has been a story of like Scotty Scheffler has been in every single tournament.
So consistent.
He's always in the top 10.
It's even when you think that he's out of it, it's just somehow works his way back. Like talk about another great finish with his eagle and the birdie on Saturday.
Oh,
Nuts.
that was one of the greatest shots I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
The celebration though left a little bit to be desired. The man looked so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, can we teach like golfers and tennis players how to celebrate like athletes?
Yeah, just like little dance moves or something.
He like goes to like chest bump / hug and just like plops into his caddy.
I know. I loved it.
Oh.
I loved it though.
Other things happening. Other record. Well, so 2 62s were shot, which were one stroke off the course record, right? That was 61 by Max Homa in college. I thought that was interesting. Did you see that?
It did tie the lowest U.S. Open score though.
Tied. And then Tommy Fleetwood set a record for shooting 263s in final rounds at U.S. Open, or it might just be in general.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Tom Fleetwood played well. I think he finished top 10 as well. Good for Tommy. But yeah, I mean, the players obviously did not love this course. There was a lot. I mean, everyone from Koepka to Fitzpatrick to, I forgot the other few golfers who said something.
Not a lot of them liked it.
They did not. The one guy who won the U.S. Open last year. And I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't think on a U.S. Open course, I don't care if you're playing video game golf. You should never shoot a 62 on a U.S. Open course, right? Like you have 30 other events on the PGA Tour. We're like, sure, if someone wants to win at 12 under, 15 under, 18, great. That's fine. I don't care at all. I love the Masters, how it's the same course. PGA, just let them 20 under win it, right?
Yep.
Just let them like whoever has the most birdies. The Open's obviously a little tricky here and there. But like U.S. Open is supposed to be the toughest challenge in golf.
Mm-hmm.
And for people to shoot 60, I don't care what the conditions are. Like for people to shoot 62, not just one person. Not like one person just went blind.
Two people.
And also
62.
Fleetwood shot a 63. So like, I don't know. I mean, it was a par 70, but still.
But still, like, I mean, they brought in the fairways, but still, like, the pin placement, it seemed like they tried to make it as hard as they could.
It definitely was hard, but like at the end of the day, you had two people, 11 and 10 under.
I know.
So
and it just seemed like they didn't like it. Also, the crowd wise, it was everyone was saying it just felt like corporate-y because there were just no like normal fans there. It felt like it was like 6,000 or something like that.
So but it was pretty cool that 18th hole.
Yeah, the 18th hole was cool, but it also showed how few people were there. Really.
Yeah, but it was cool how they let everyone just kind of come up. I think that should happen more often.
I agree with that. All in all, it just felt like wasn't the best atmosphere. Yeah, like it just felt like an okay US Open.
I'm
Nothing
glad
too
Wyndham
special.
Clark, like awesome. Great for him getting his first major. But I mean, I thought all in all, it was just like also the back, once again, I'm just getting so pissed off with these major tournaments, how the back nine is just not close. And if it is, it's one person. Like I want to see a back nine where it's like 10 people.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because the fact that it's like, even if it's 4 people, like if all 4 of them had a shot on the 18th, that would have been interesting. I want some playoffs too. Like I want it to be interesting there. And
Yeah, like the last time I felt like it was like, and I could be wrong here, but the 2022 PGA Championship when Justin Thomas pulled that out, that's what I want. Like there's 3 golfers neck and neck. Thomas ends up going to a playoff and winning. Like,
yeah, we got to talk to the PGA about their script.
Yeah,
they clearly need to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Make it tougher. Also, I thought it was interesting though that they had the shortest par 3 in U.S. Open history and the second longest by 1 yard.
Yes.
That would have been wild if they had the shortest and the longest par 3.
I don't know why they didn't. Just have 2.
Yeah, I know. Just like make it 301.
Yeah, because they had a couple par 3s, so were 270.
And one day it was playing 299, right? It was like early on.
Stupid.
And then, yeah.
That's actually dumb.
That's dumb.
That is actually stupid. Like, if you think about it, like that's... But then again, I mean, I guess they have these holes and they're still shooting 5 under. So, like, whatever.
Do you know, I was thinking about this on the drive-in, actually. For that, or those, like, really long par 3s, did they just extend the tee box way out? Or is that, like, originally a par 4 that they made a par 3? Or do you know?
I don't know. It looks like they probably extended it out just based on the layout. But they, once again, could have changed it. So
2 final things I'll say about LA Country Club. One, Apparently they don't let celebs in, which
So I
is
heard.
pretty lame.
I don't know.
Pretty lame. It's like a $250,000 initiation fee and then no celebs.
Once you have 100,000 Twitter followers, they cut it off.
You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
Done. Your name appears in the local paper and it's not an obituary, wedding, or death.
Once you
Or
have that
death.
blue
That is
check.
obituary. A birth is what I meant to say. You're done. You're done. Get out of here.
Once you have their blue check, you're done.
Even if you pay for it. If they found out that you
Bye.
want that, clearly you don't fit their morals.
Yeah.
Other thing I'll say about them is I saw that they are funding, I don't know if it's just like renovations or a build for a public course in LA. So they're like donating $1 million to that. And I saw that Augusta's done that too.
Oh,
And I was like, I think that any club that hosts a majors needs to invest in a public course in the city. Because they're bringing in a lot of revenue from the major.
From the city too, yeah.
And then I'm like, that just kind of like feeds this cycle of golf where I personally am not crazy about like the exclusivity of like fancy country clubs, but I'm like, whatever, it's like their own thing. But I'm like, it's better for golf if it's more accessible to everyone.
100%.
And you can have this side of, like, I don't know, like what, it just feels like it's better for the game.
It is.
And so what a cool cycle. If a major comes, it brings in revenue. You have plenty of money in it. You're still making money off of it. But then like part of that expectation is like paying it forward to public courses in the city.
Right.
I think that's cool.
It is cool.
So I don't know if that's
As
like a
long
new
as they don't
precedent
have
that's
the
been
freaking
set.
greens fees like $220.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's all just like a straight up, because it's a nonprofit. LACC is a nonprofit. I saw this too. They pay 200.
Most country clubs are nonprofits.
Right, exactly. But so they pay $220,000 dollars in tax, but the actual value of the land is $8 billion.
No.
Yes. So they should be paying $8 million a year in taxes.
$8 billion?
Yeah.
So it should be paying
Because-
way more than $8 million in taxes, right?
Because there's something is like they can pay 1% of it. So I guess 80 million, right? No.
Yeah.
80. Yes.
Yeah.
So 80. But because, I mean, think about it. It's a huge tract of land in Bel Air, essentially, or like Beverly Hills. Like, yeah, it pays $220,000 in annual taxes because of like these two old rules. One of them is it, essentially they passed it in, well, so it's a nonprofit. Then the second one is in 1978, voters passed Proposition 13. It's a new law that rolled back the assessed land value to its 1975 level or more. So basically like more or less froze the assets in time. So because of that, the club would be paying 80 million, 1% in annual property tax because of its land worth 8 billion plus. But because of these two laws enacted more than 45 years ago, LACC's land is currently assessed at just 22 million, and they only pay $220,000 in property taxes.
$8 billion the
Yeah.
land's assessed at? Is it in downtown LA?
It's like Beverly Hills.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, like they were saying the
Just sell
Playboy
it.
Mansion was like on the 13th
It
or
is.
14th,
Yeah.
or like I don't think it still is, but
No, it is.
oh, it
I
is.
think it is. Yeah.
Anyway, all that to say, they can
Peacocks.
afford $1 million donations because of their nonprofit status to like local courses to advance the game in LA and making it accessible without $220 green fees.
Yeah, I agree. But that'll be 300.
Probably. So maybe it's wishful thinking, but I think that would be cool moving forward.
There's a country song about that.
Sing it to me.
No.
Fine. Iceman will talk to me.
What's up, everybody? This week's Unsung Hero goes out to Team Agar, made up of Jeff and Johnny Agar. Jeff and Johnny Agar are triathletes, and Johnny was born with a muscular and skeletal defect that has left him confined to a wheelchair for the entirety of his life. But on Johnny's list of things to do, a bucket list of sorts, he put on a desire to do a triathlon, to which his dad stepped up to the plate, and in the perfect Father's Day story from yesterday, Jeff has decided to become the triathlete that pulls and pushes and the power behind Johnny's dream. So together they run these triathlons. Well, the big story, though, is that Peyton Manning sent a direct video to the family this past week via a CBS Morning news story announcing that they have received an invite to the invite-only event that is the Kona World Championship Ironman Triathlon. And if you're not following what that actually entails, the Kona Triathlon is incredible. You're talking about a 2.4 mile swim and a 112 mile bike ride, followed by a full marathon for a total of 140.6 miles accomplished on the day there in Kona, Hawaii. So Johnny and Jeff will be going to compete together to be the perfect father-son duo and complete one of the greatest feats you will see in sports this year. So here's to you, Team Agar. You're this week's unsung hero.
It's cool.
That is cool.
Mm.
That is so many miles.
So many miles. You in?
No.
No.
Dude, you swim 2.4, which is insane. You ride a bike for 100 and, 116
Something like that. I can't remember.
miles.
Yeah.
That's like going from here to DC, just riding a bike. And then
You run a marathon.
you run a marathon. It's stupid, dude. I've looked at doing a half Ironman and just half of all of that.
I feel like if you're doing a half, you might as well do a whole.
It's still not even close. That's like saying, oh, you ran 13 miles. You might as well run 26.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to do it, you might as well just do it. That's my thought. You know what I mean? Like a half.
If you do it, I'll take your advice.
I'll do it if you do it.
That's not happening now. Maybe in 10 years.
Well, not
No,
Iron
we're
Man.
not tied. I'm winning.
No, we're tied. It's 3-3.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think it's 4-2. I think
It's
you're wrong,
not.
man.
It's 3-3.
You're wrong.
Do you want to run back the tape?
Yeah, actually, I would love that.
I think that story number 2, Tony Stark, is true.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Story 1, Jason Bourne.
And you're still up 1-0.
Number 1's true. Oh, you won.
Hey, number 2 is true, and we're tied up 1-1.
Wow. My gut said 1.
I think story number 2 is true. The pizza.
Wrong.
Wrong.
It was the burger.
Yeah. I'm 2-1 right now, Joe, after this. Story 2's false. Story 1's true.
I actually agree with that.
Dang, y'all are both right.
Let's go.
You've got 3 dubs. You got 1 dub.
No, but my gut does say 1's true, 2's false.
That's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
3-2.
Oh, no.
There's the ambulance stuck in the mud. I think story number 2 is true. The catch up.
You're right. Story 2 is true.
We're tied up 3-3 in Florida, man.
Yes.
And I just found out someone's not prepared with the story.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's okay. I get it. You're scared.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Story number 1. Are you feeling this?
I'm ready.
Can you feel the miniature crabs? A large green iguana ended up on a transformer in Lake Worth, Florida on Wednesday morning, causing over 1,400 customers in the area east of Dixie Highway and south of Lake Avenue to lose power for about 35 minutes, which was the time it took for a team from the city to arrive on scene with safety equipment and remove the reptile before starting the system up again. Unfortunately, the iguana proceeded to pass away from the incident.
From the voltage shock.
Ben Keir, a spokesperson for Lake Worth Beach, said that nothing is going to survive that situation. The pictures are horrible every time this happens. According to other stories, this happens frequently. So much so, the city has instituted several hardening measures to protect critical infrastructure from iguanas, such as making utility poles more difficult to climb. Story number 2.
Grease in the poles, just like in Philly.
Recently, a local neighborhood in Ocala, Florida, experienced an unusual water predicament when an unexpected visitor, an alligator, caused disruptions to the local water supply. The incident unfolded last Friday and left residents perplexed and temporarily without access to clean water. The massive reptile had managed to infiltrate a key water treatment facility, triggering a series of operational issues. Authorities responded to the situation and proceeded to call local wildlife handlers to safely capture and remove the intruder from the facility, allowing water operations to resume. The incident highlighted the challenges faced by individuals living in alligator-prone areas in Florida. Communities around Ocala are demanding increased awareness for proper infrastructure safeguards to prevent future wildlife-related disruptions.
Good job with those stories. You made them nice and even.
I think so.
I think you did. It was well crafted.
Thanks.
I think the iguana story is true, though.
I hate you.
Is that a winning record for you, boy? Let's go.
How do you know?
It's just my big brain. No, I feel like the water treatment facility is on a little bit more lockdown for an alligator. It doesn't just meander its way in. It can't open a door.
No, but it can easily go through like those little like streets that have.
Oh, you're talking about like the
Yeah.
like drainage area? Yeah,
It can easily
That's
go
true.
through a drainage area.
Oh, I was talking, but you said water treatment facility. So I was thinking about like the treatment part of it.
All right.
It was my gut, dude. It was my
All
gut.
right, whatever.
I just had the strong gut instinct. No, you got to.
No, I'm not.
Sorry for your losing record, but keep going. So draft. You want to do this? Summer activities. So we're thinking, essentially, it's a Saturday. The world
Or
is,
Sunday.
Or Sunday. It is a weekend
could
day.
take
You're
off
not
a
working.
Friday. Yeah.
It's a Friday. It's a Tuesday. And you're thinking, man, how can I spend this lovely summer day? What activity do I want to do?
Mm.
Cue pick number 1 from Christian Mosher.
Pick number 1. Man, there's so many good summer activities.
So many good ones.
Man.
And we're going to try to get or sorry, do you have it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate saying this, but for me, it's got to be golf.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It is a nice little round of
If
golf.
it's like, Saturday morning tee time, 73 degrees,
Ooh, what about 74?
very little wind.
Would you still play with 74?
No. It's gotta
72
be
though?
72 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, it is basic, but it is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the spike ball game on the beach.
Oh, that is fun. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're taking a little beach trip and playing spike ball. Let's go.
I do love spike ball on the beach.
Yeah,
I could crush you.
doubt it, but continue on.
Number 2 for me is boating / wakeboarding.
Which one is it? Those are 2 different activities.
I'm counting them as one.
And those are 2 different activities because the other one's up for grabs.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I've got both of them listed down.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I looped them into one, man.
Well,
Sorry.
it doesn't work like that.
No, I love that's the same activity. It's like in order to go wakeboarding, you have to boat.
So the activity is then wakeboarding.
No, because if I didn't boat, like if I just wakeboard,
Well, okay, mine's driving cars because I got to drive my car to the beach, and then it's walking because I got to walk on the sand. Then like building because I got to build the spike ball thing. Continue. So which one is it wakeboarding?
Oh, we'll just say wakeboarding, and that's a very new passion.
Then I'm doing boating on the river.
Just because you couldn't think of another.
Those are just 2. I listed them both.
Let's see. Third favorite activity: drinking Miller Lights around a bonfire. I love having a couple frothy pilsners.
A mighty fine pilsner. My next one: going to a baseball game and chowing down on a glizzy.
Oh, I can picture you eating that.
Although I guess technically that's 2 activities: eating a glizzy and going to a baseball game. But
I hate you. Oh man, summer activities. I would have to say number 4 for me here.
ball tennis.
Summer activity is going out to eat on a patio.
Ooh.
Or like out in like a nice outdoor area. And preferably, doesn't have to be, but preferably overlooking water.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like having like an appetizer.
Hey, if we're throwing a nice scene into this,
Uh-huh.
well, imagine you're like on the lake. You hop on a little pontoon boat. You roll up to the restaurant.
Too many activities.
I'm just saying, this is a scene. So you park your boat on the dock. You get out, you walk up, you have a little dinner on the patio. Then what happens? You get back on your pontoon, you play a little music, and then you cruise back across the lake at sunset.
That sounds, yeah, it does sound
It
great.
sound pretty nice,
It
right?
does sound good. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I'm congratulating your pick.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. Surfing.
I don't like surfing.
Way to yuck my yum there.
Do you know how to surf?
No, I just said it because it sounds like a cool activity. Yeah.
So you don't know how to surf?
No, I do.
Oh man. Okay.
Now, being in the water is probably like the ocean, especially not a big morning person, but once I'm out there in the morning or like towards dusk are the best feelings in the world, especially if it's like a little stormy.
Stormy?
Stormy.
All right. Gosh. Maybe we should cut it off at 4.
No, there's a very obvious one that we're both missing.
Cereal?
Cereal.
I don't think I'm going to do tennis.
Little frisbee, little can jam in the park.
That is fun. Is that your 5?
No. It might be if you take my 5.
All right.
You a fisher? Like going fishing?
I used to really be, yeah. But I just haven't been in like a couple years. Oh, okay. Number 5 for me. An outdoor country concert.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew you weren't going to pick that one.
You're right. I was not going to pick
But
that.
like a good outdoor country concert.
I would say like even in general, just like an outdoor like summer concert is up
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Super good one. I'm going to go, I was just thinking though, like I said, little can jam in the park. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing a pool day. What beats a summer activity? What's a better summer activity than a pool day?
I hate pool days.
You hate pool days?
I hate pool days. I will
What?
go on air and say that. I hate them.
What?
I mean, it's so boring to me. It could be the most boring thing. Now, if the pool has like a basketball hoop
Water
or something,
volleyball in the pool?
that could be fun.
Ooh,
Like
I guess
if-
technically I'm refining mine.
Yeah,
Water
I mean,
volleyball
When you
in the
said
pool.
that, though, I'm just thinking of like, there's a pool,
Yeah.
you know, and there's like a chair, and you just like sit there. I hate
Okay,
that.
no, I get what you're saying. I'm not a big like. I'll sit there for a few minutes, but I'm a little
It's
bit
like
too
the
ADD.
beach.
But
If I
like
don't
pick
have an
5.
activity on
pick
the
5
beach.
is we are slamming some water volleyball in the pool. Water volleyball.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay,
On a pool day.
all right, I'm with you. I can deal with that.
Well, that's just the end of the episode.
Thank you guys for listening, and remember,
Please remember,
if you do not forget, and remember,
and we
Like,
must remember to
subscribe.
never forget.
why you know what I don't like about YouTube? Everyone says like and subscribe.
What do you wish they said?
Like,
And
review,
comment.
comment, yeah.
Subscribe. Peace.